Okay, our next inductees, this is a pretty good group, large group. The 1972 and 1973 indoor and outdoor track teams. I know, right? And let me just tell you some of the reasons why. For 2 consecutive years, the Natick High School track teams never lost a track meet, either indoor during the winter or outdoor during the spring. The unbeaten streak began with the 71-72 indoor track team, coached by Bob Whalen and Don Burnham, with captains Dennis Nygaard and Melvin Cobb. It continued during the 72 spring outdoor track season with coaches Al Curtin and Dave Barnacle and team captains Robert Adamson and Joe Lydon. The next winter, still with the coaches Whalen and Burnham, but with new team captains Mitchell Witten and Kenneth Adamson, the unbeaten streak continued with the 1972-73 indoor track team. Not to be outdone, the 1973 spring outdoor track team, still with spring track coaches Al Curtin and David Barnacle, but with new team captains Richard Fahey and Robert Vanderwall, went undefeated to complete the 2-year unbeaten streak. When the 4 track seasons, 2 indoor and 2 outdoor, were done, the teams left a legacy of 4 undefeated track seasons, 2 indoor, 2 outdoor, 46 consecutive dual meet wins, 4 Bay State League championships, 2 indoor, 2 outdoor, 1 State Class A indoor track championship, 1 State Class A State Coaches Relays championship, 1 State Class A outdoor championship. And individually, there were 4 Massachusetts high school state champions: Kenneth Adamson, Robert Adamson, Skip Cobb, and Mitch Witten. And 3 New England champions: Robert Adamson, Skip Cobb, and Mitch Witten. 2050 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductees: the 1972 and 73 indoor and outdoor track teams, all of them here with us tonight. Come on up.
For 2 consecutive years, the Natick High School track teams never lost a track meet, both indoor during the winter and outdoor during the spring. The unbeaten streak began with the 1971-1972 indoor track team, coached by Robert Whelan and Don Burnham, with captains Dennis Nygaard and Melvin Cobb. It continued during the 1972 spring outdoor track season with coaches Al Curtin and David Barnacle, and team captains Robert Adamson and Joseph Lydon. The next winter, still with coaches Robert Whalen and Don Burnham, but with new team captains Mitch Witten and Kenneth Adamson, the unbeaten streak continued with the 1972-73 indoor track team. Not to be outdone, the 1973 spring outdoor track team, still with spring track coaches Al Curtin and David Barnacle, but with new team captains Richard Fahey and Robert Vanderwall, went undefeated to complete the 2-year unbeaten streak. When the 4 track seasons, 2 indoor and 2 outdoor, were done, the teams left a legacy of 4 undefeated track seasons, 2 indoor, 2 outdoor, 46 consecutive dual meet wins, 4 Bay State League championships, 2 indoor and 2 outdoor, 1 State Class A indoor track championship, 1 State Class A State Coaches Relays championship, and 1 State Class A outdoor championship. Individually, there were 4 Massachusetts high school state champions: Ken Adamson, Robert Adamson, Skip Cobb, and Mitch Witten, and 3 New England champions: Robert Adamson, Skip Cobb, and Mitch Witten. 2015 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee, the 1972 and 1973 indoor and outdoor track teams.
I'll get out some papers here so I make sure and say the proper thank yous. But first, I don't need notes to say that this is an amazing event. It's wonderful to be here. Look at these handsome devils. Oh my God. I want to start, though, several people, Dave, class of 58, I think it was, Walter, class of 66, talked about family. So I want to just say a brief word about family. Wow, not only do I have a table full of family, I feel like half of them were on the track teams, but I want to say a word about Walter Johnson. What fun memories, because, somehow Walter ended up being another brother in our family. Walter, a true story, so he could finish out his track and football life at Natick High. Next thing you know it, my brother and I, we had our own twin beds until Walter came to our house. And then giant Walter, he looked just so huge to us at this time, he's a few years older. Giant Walter ended up taking one of the twin beds in our little tiny upstairs house, and my brother and I, Rob, crowded in the other twin bed so that Walter could be a star and be here tonight. So how cool is it that we get to be with our other brother Walter, here tonight. But this was an amazing group of guys, and I just want to say a few quick things. Got to say thank you, because this occasion, look at it, it's gorgeous, it's just gorgeous, wicked gorgeous. And Bob Annabali and the Hall of Fame committee, you guys are amazing, thank you. I got to say a word about Joe Knapp, because Joe Napoleon, who's already a Hall of Fame brother, Joe was really encouraging us to not be shy, some of the track guys. We realized we weren't the big dog sport in the high school, but boy, we had fun. I got to say thank you to the coaches. Thrilled that several of the coaches are still with us. I have to say a word about Mr. Whalen. I have Mr. Whalen's son here, Timmy, who was one of the guys, one of the real superstars. But Mr. Whalen, when I look back, Mr. Whalen, he worked us really hard, but for some reason, nobody ever grumbled. Well, I know there's some reason we didn't grumble. He's a tough guy. He was really smart, really tough, really fair, and really consistent. And so when I look back on Mr. Whalen, I think he was the first smiling, tough guy that I was introduced to as a kid. And I can't tell you the respect that I had for Mr. Whalen. Boy, I wish he could be here today. He was an amazing, amazing guy. But got to give a shout out to the other coaches, because we had a crew where you didn't really have to beat us over the head. Not that Mr. Whalen beat us over the head, but we had a bunch of super energetic guys who love to win. I want to give a shout out to Coach Barnacle, who's here today. It's thrilled. We got to give Coach Barnacle a round of applause. Where's the coach? Where is he? I thought he came up with us. Oh, he's right here. Coach. Yeah, Coach, brother. Coach Barnacle get that smile. When I look back on the outdoor track, he was not the meanest guy, and every now and then he'd kind of try to be mean, but he knew he really didn't have to be. He left that to some of the other coaches. Natick had those traditional growling coaches. Mr. Barnacle had that smile, and we go either way. You could bark at us or you could smile at us, and we were still going to do our thing. It was totally cool. So thrilled to have the coaches that we had. Got to say thank you to the fans, because the fans were unbelievable. We had some consistent fans. Certainly, I'd have to elect the president of the fans would be Skippy's dad. Always shouting at us. But one other thing I wanted to say is just about the experience, and then I'll get off of here. But in Natick High, it was full of ups and downs. Some of us didn't really love high school, the aspect of high school. But what I remember is that certain things. Natick High track was perfect because it was order. You had coaches like Coach Barnacle, Coach Whalen. Everything was perfectly orderly. You knew what you were supposed to do, and you did what you were supposed to do. And in our case, we did what we were supposed to do, and we just kept winning and kept winning and kept winning. So I just felt like no matter what happened that was frustrating or not that pleasant in high school or sometimes in family life or whatever, track was always safe. It was a perfect experience. So I just want to say that thank you to Natick High, because Natick High produced one of the best experiences of my life with indoor and outdoor track. So let me wrap up just by saying, I tried to minimize any times I said the word "I" in this presentation, but I wanted to say that it was the ultimate team experience. Now Michael Jordan said there's no "I" in team, but he did say there is an "I" in win. And I do think every guy up here totally respected that "I" in win. And I just wanted to say that there's also an I in inductee. So congratulations to all the inductees. Yeah, I gotta say, there's an I in Natick, all right? And it's right after the T for tough and right before the C for classy, you know? And so I just want to say good luck to all the Natick High Warriors, present and future Natick High Warriors, and blessings to all of the present and future Hall of Famers. Go Natick.
Thank you. My name is Robert Vanderwall, and I don't have any notes, so I'm not going to be very long. I didn't prepare either, but just wanted to say that when I graduated in '73, and I left Natick in '73 to start a career in military and the postal service, I never thought I would ever pick up and implement discus, javelin, or shot put. 5 years ago, I started with competing in the senior games in Texas and San Antonio. And I'm wondering, why did I do that? It's because of these folks here, and the coach, and my teammates, that experience that I had in '72 and '73 that encourages me to continue today, competing in the senior games. Not quite the distances that I used to throw, but still, it's fun to be out on the field. So, and I thank you, and turn it over to Bobby.
I'm going to need these. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for everybody for coming. And also, I'm going to join with a lot of folks who thank the Natick Hall of Fame team for putting this together. You know, I talked to many of the guys that are here, and I think we're all just kind of blown away by the opportunity to be recognized, and certainly standing here among all of these great athletes who are part of the history and tradition of the Home of Champions here at Natick High School. It's just a fantastic thing. My name is Rob Adamson, proud member of that 1972 boys indoor and outdoor track and field team. And wow, 1972. It really didn't dawn on me how much time has gone by until, you know, I'm looking at the photos that are there, and somebody walked up to me and said, "So which one are you?" And it's like a Where's Waldo cartoon. I'm like, oh, see that skinny guy in between Bob Pepka? They squeezed me in between a 250-pound guy and a muscle-bound Joe Leiden, co-captain. I said, that skinny guy's me. How skinny? I think my afro weighed more than I did. You know, it's much to the disappointment of my Jamaican grandmother, who never understood or approved of afros. You know, I get the, "What's that sticking in your head, Robert? Robert?" It's like, "Take it out." Is that it? I wore that afro pick in my head. But, you know, I got to say that obviously this award is going to very special teams, and there are a great many things that I could say, but I've narrowed it down to my top 5 things that make the 1972 indoor and outdoor track team special. And number 5, character. You know, if I was going to use Rodney Dangerfield as an example, and I'll tell you why in a second. You remember Rodney? No respect. You know, my American Express card left home without me. And yesterday there was a beauty, my tie was on fire. Some guy tried to put it out with an axe. It's not easy being me. But I mean, the Natick High School track team, you know, it was not a glory sports team like football, basketball, or baseball. Didn't have cheerleaders, didn't have pep rallies, big crowds, but none of that mattered. None of that dampened our spirits. You know, our uniforms looked like pajamas, felt like pajamas when we had them on. We didn't operate like on a big budget. And we may not have had the best place to train. If you saw me limping when I was coming up, it's because, and Ken talked about Coach Whalen and how hard he drove us, but we had these corner boards. And, you know, Coach Whalen, I have to agree, he was tough, but it really did make us better athletes. We had to go at top speed into one of these corner boards, and then we had faith that when we hit it, we wouldn't break our ankles. And right now I'm paying the price because my orthopedic surgeon is like, "How the heck did your knees get like that?" I said, 1972 corner boards, Natick High School. Number 4, our recipe for success Remember the old Smith Barney commercial? You know, we made money the old-fashioned way. Oh, there's people as old as I am. I like that. There was no magic. It was hard work. It was good coaching. That was the simple formula for success. The Pats had Bill Belichick. Celtics had Brad Stevens. We had Coach Barnacle, outdoor track. We had Coach Whalen, indoor track. And these professionals, they understood how to get the most out of each and every one of us. I mean, sure, we had great potential, but it was far from automatic that we'd be a championship team. The coaches really made the difference in taking us from good to great. I mean, I thought I was a pretty speedy guy. I said, wow, you know, I came in a little bit confident. I don't want to say cocky, but confident. I thought that I could kick some butt. Coach Barnacle said, you get horrible form. You gotta work on that. I was lifting my knees with drills and keeping my head forward, and before you know it, the improvement, and he did this with, I think, all of us. He worked individually to help make us the best we could be. Thank you, coaches, in doing such a great job and helping us become an undefeated championship team. Number 2 on my list of what makes our team special. You know, if the competition brought their A game, it wasn't good enough. You know, we dominated every meet because we had top performers in every event. It was, I'd like to think we put track and field on the map because, you know, we'd go 1-2, sweeps were more common than close meets. Go 1-2 or 1-2-3, we were that deep in every event. So it was a pleasure to not only compete, but then to go support my fellow guys, watch them, cheer for them, and lead us to victory. And my number 1 thing that makes the 1972 indoor-outdoor track teams special. This is a special team whose support for one another was evident every day. Teamwork, I think, sums it up. After in between, team members always took the time to support one another, to cheer, to make sure that our voices were heard, that we were behind each other. Our success and subsequent Hall of Fame induction was clearly the result of the many and not the few. It was a total team effort. I'll never forget this honor. I thank you very much for nominating me, and again for the induction team and the Hall of Fame team for recognizing us. And congratulations to all those who are inductees. Thank you.
Let's hear it for all these guys. Unbelievable. Congratulations. So the picture. Yeah, okay, Joe's going to say, Joe, 2 quick things.
2 quick things. None of us would be here today if it wasn't for what we're all celebrating tomorrow. So let's say Happy Mother's Day. And second, we all know how Jim Rice felt. It took a long time to get here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Joe.